Alright, so I found a bunch of holes in her argument. Marijuana legalization may cost money to legalize it, but stated in my argument, it said that it saves us nearly $8 billion a year. So maybe it costs some money to legalize it, but these billions of dollars will for sure add up and surpass the expenses for legalizing marijuana. I also found it ridiculous that the comparison of the $50 ounce tax of marijuana and the $5 ounce tax of tobacco. Then she related this to a tax evasion, and this doesn't quite make sense because alcohol tax works just fine, and marijuana would be taxed at the consumer level at dispensaries, kind of like a sales tax. So therefore, there's not really a way of that, like people evading that tax when they're actually going to the dispensary and buying marijuana. She also said that driving high was similar to drunk driving, but this doesn't make sense to me either. For example, there are no organizations for like people against high driving, like there is drunk driving. Like I don't know if you guys have heard of MAD, which stands for Mothers Against Drunk Driving. So these are like mothers that had their kids killed because of drunk driving accidents. And I also knew someone in high school that died from drunk driving. So I've never known anybody to get like an accident driving high. She also said that marijuana is the second most substance that is related in DUIs in the blood. I guess this makes sense only because THC is fat soluble and it stays in the body for over a month. Therefore, when they do the blood test, even if they smoked pot a few weeks ago, THC will still be in the blood test, but there's no actual test to say that person is under the influence of marijuana at that time. She also stated that marijuana usage and the use is very evident. Yes, I know this. I stated that myself. I said that it is very common, but I actually had my study in Rhode Island and Massachusetts where they said that there are no differences it says that it's very common through the whole study period, but there's no differences in the marijuana usage. So I was saying that it's common, but legalizing it will not increase it, because it's already common, it's already available. She then speaks about how marijuana is just as dangerous, and this is not true. I had studies revealing that it doesn't cause cancer and other diseases, and alcohol is known to cause liver failure and other illnesses and death. Marijuana is also much less addictive than alcohol. I once knew an alcoholic who stopped drinking suddenly, and he had such bad withdrawals that he had seizures and he had to go to the hospital frequently because of this. And with marijuana withdrawals, at the minimum, if you stop smoking pot, you get headaches and like you get tired or whatever. That's nothing compared to like withdrawal from alcohol. And she also talks about Marinol, and she said that this is what medical marijuana is. Yes, Marinol is a form of medical marijuana. It is not the natural strain of the THC that comes from the actual marijuana plant. It is a type of the marijuana, but I also had a study where HIV patients were given Marinol instead of actual marijuana, and they left the study because they felt like Marinol wasn't doing the job like the actual medical marijuana buds that they were smoking. She also said that medical marijuana causes cancer, and they have beginning cancer cells, but and there's no studies of people actually having cancer from marijuana, and who's to say that these beginning cancer cells are not from something else? Therefore, yeah, that's it.